Om Shanti. My name is Cody, and today I'm going to guide you through a cozy practice perfect for a rainy day or if you want something a bit more mellow. So grab a few blocks, your mat, and let's get started. Let's start on our backs in Shavasana. Heels towards the corners of the mat, toes falling away from each other. Just take a few deep breaths, allowing yourself to settle in, maybe even exhaling through the mouth with a nice sigh. Allow the body to settle into the mat. Taking stock of how the body feels as you perform a gentle body scan from toes to the crown of the head. As you settle in, you can draw the awareness to the point between the eyebrows. If you have an intention or mantra, you can repeat this at this point, harmonizing it with breath and allowing it to sink into the body. Inhale deeply, bring the ankles together, reach the arms up overhead, like we're waking up for the first time today. Stretch the right side body, the left side body, your whole body stretch, fingers to toes, wrists to ankles. And release the stretch. We'll bring interlaced hands behind the back of the head, allowing the head to kind of hover off the ground as you hold the weight of the head in the hands. Bring chin towards the chest. And then gently lower it back towards the ground and towards the chest again with the chin. One more time, we release the head towards the ground and then bring the chin in towards the chest. We'll breathe here. Feel the hands pulling the head away from the shoulders a bit, giving the neck a bit of traction as we lengthen. Might even bring the elbows closer together, getting a gentle upper back stretch. Release the head so it hovers above the ground in the hands. Really let the weight of the head rest in the hands. Using the arms, we bring the head to look to the left and right, side to side, twisting at the neck. The head staying as relaxed as possible as we use the upper body to manipulate the neck. Come back through center and gently place the head back onto the ground. And then hug the right knee in towards the chest. Hands can be around the thigh or the shin, whatever is comfortable for you. And if you'd like, that left foot can be flat on the ground, or you can keep the leg flat along the mat. Just take a few breaths here, feeling the exhalation, giving some room for the knee to come closer, the inhalation, maybe opening up the spine and hips a little bit more, as well as pressing the abdominal into the thigh. And then gently release the right hand as the left hand comes to the outside of the knee. We draw the right knee towards the left side, coming into a gentle spinal twist. If you have that foot flat, we're sending it along the ground. If you have the block and we don't want as intense of a stretch, we land the knee on the block, or you can release that block a little bit more off to the side and guide the knee closer towards the earth. We'll take a few breaths here. Let the gaze look over the right shoulder in the direction of the right hand. And take deep breaths through the right side body. Inhale as you slowly come back to center. Release the foot to the ground or the leg along the mat as you hug the opposite leg, left leg towards the chest. Just feeling the breath expand and open up the posture. The massage of the stomach against the thigh. And then release the left hand out to the side, right hand to the outside of the knee, and draw the knee towards the right. Again, using the block if you don't want to come quite as deep into the stretch, or stepping it away so you can get a deeper stretch. And the gaze looks towards the left fingertips as you fill the left side body with breath. Coming back through center. You can release the feet to the ground if you'd like, or immediately move into drawing both knees towards the chest. Again, hands around thigh or shins. Draw the knee as close in towards the chest as possible, feeling the stomach press against the thighs with each inhalation. Gently rock side to side, bringing the weight of the body to the elbow, and then pushing through the elbow to bring you back through center and to the opposite side. One more time, side to side. Back through center, hug the knees tightly, squeeze in towards the chest, maybe feeling the low back kind of lift off the ground here. If you want, hands can reach towards the opposite shin or forearm or even elbow. Nice tight squeeze here for a moment. And then release the feet to the ground. Grab a hold of a block. We're going to prepare for a supported bridge. In your supported bridge, you can use the block at any of its heights, low, medium, or high. High is obviously going to be a lot more of a extension in the back. We'll press the feet in, lifting the hips up, and then gently place the block underneath the sacrum. Really try to feel the lumbar spine kind of rolling off of the block. None of them are touching the block here. And as you settle in, you might experiment with moving up towards a higher position. But even if it feels better for you to stay at a lower height for that block, that's totally fine. Just take your version of this supported bridge. Eventually, when you find that height of the block, you really let the body sink and settle into the posture. Feel the hips opening in the front, melting in the back. I'll offer a few variations depending on what feels right for you. These are all going to be variants in the feet. So first one is just walking the feet away from the block so that we open up the hips in the front some more. In that position, you can allow the toes to fall away from each other, or you can try to force them to stay a little bit more upright. Another variation that we could do is walking the feet towards the edge of the mat and drawing the knees together so they kind of fall in towards each other. And the last variation is bringing the soles of the feet together and letting the knees drop apart. In this position, you can experiment with having the feet close-ish or like underneath the knees, or walking the feet away. You find that position that's appropriate for you and just let yourself settle in. In any of those three variations, you might find that the stretch becomes a bit intense. And you can hang out in that position, letting the body just experience that sensation, or you slightly draw yourself out, or even into that base position, just feet flat on the ground, knees hovering in space. Regardless of which position your body is in, let yourself settle as much as possible. Two more deep breaths. Guide the feet back in. If you're on the very highest setting, I recommend lowering down to at least that midpoint. We're going to prepare for a supported shoulder stand. So from the bridge, we just bring the knees a little bit towards the chest and then extend the legs up towards the sky. Let the weight of the legs hover in space above you, and feel free to make adjustments in that block if you don't have it positioned comfortably. Sometimes I find it a little bit easier to almost feel the legs drawing a bit towards the body, so it feels like they're balanced on the block instead of me fighting to keep them up from falling against the ground. Three deep breaths here. And then I'd like you to flex the right foot a bit and slowly extend the left leg towards the ground. If the heel comes against the ground, that's great, but it does not have to. Just feel a little bit of activity in that right leg as you try to press the heel up towards the sky and draw the toes towards the chest. If you want to intensify it, you try to reach the leg closer towards the chest. A bit more active here in this supported half plow variation. Then just begin to point and flex the ankles. And then we can roll the ankle out in one direction and the other direction. Bring the left leg back up into that supported shoulder stand, flex the left foot, and let's send the right leg towards the ground. Try to flex that left foot as you drive the heel towards the sky. Gently draw the leg towards the chest, pulling the toes towards the chest here. And begin to point and flex the foot. Roll the ankle out in one direction. In the other direction. Bring that right leg back up into our supported shoulder stand, bend the knees, and then release the feet towards the ground. You can settle in here for a moment before pressing the feet in to lift the hips off the ground and lower the hips back towards as you remove the block. As a bit of a counter, we can windshield wiper the knees side to side. And then roll onto the right side for just a moment. Slowly make your way towards a tabletop position. You might want your blocks up at the front of your mat. And then land with hands under shoulders, knees, under hips. Begin to find some cat-cows here as we inhale for cow, opening up the chin, pulling the tailbone towards the back of the head. And exhale, bringing the chin and pelvis towards each other in front of the body, pressing the mid back up towards the sky. A few times between your cow and your cat. Coming through a neutral spine, drop into a child's pose. Try to keep the knees a bit closer together. Let's reach the hands away, letting the forehead rest on the ground as you open up the shoulders a little bit. Trying to walk the fingers a bit further away. Opening up the shoulders even more. Allow the hips to sink towards the heels. And gently walk the hands towards the right side, letting the forehead walk along with it. Finding that point where you feel a nice stretch through the left. To help find some more of that stretch, we're dropping through left hip, reaching through left fingertip, and trying to square the left shoulder to the right, which might mean it comes a bit closer to the ground. Inhale as you come through center, and then gently walk to the left side for that right side body stretch. Again, sinking through right hip, reaching through right fingertips, squaring through right shoulder. Coming back through center, you can walk the hands back towards the head this time. Then we're going to come into a low threaded needle. So for this threaded needle, I want you to try to keep yourself in this child's pose as much as possible, and then reach the right hand underneath the body and try to drop the right shoulder towards the ground. Let the head drop to the ground. Just kind of sink through that shoulder. You might adjust the positioning, dropping the shoulder a bit closer towards the hips. That left hand can kind of just rest in space. Or if you'd like to be a bit more active, you can press left fingertips into the ground and just gently open up the upper back. It's kind of a few degrees, even looking up towards the sky slightly. Slowly coming back through center, making your way to the opposite side, sending that left arm under and across, letting the back of the head rest against the ground, using the right fingertips to open up through the chest if you'd like. Coming back through center, and then through a tabletop position. Tucking the toes, press up into a downward facing dog. You can pedal out your dog here a bit, releasing one heel and then the other. And then we'll land on our stomachs for a gentle Sphinx pose. This means elbows under shoulders, big toes together, opening chest and chin, forward and up. Keeping this posture a little bit more active by drawing the chest forward to help lengthen the low back. With each exhalation, let the stomach settle more into the ground. Final 2 breaths to really let the body sink in and release tension in that low back while you open up through the chest. Releasing the Sphinx, we drop into a child's pose. A full breath here. Back to your downward dog. Settling through both heels this time. Walk the feet forward. Maybe hands can come back as well. We're going to find a nice lazy forward fold here. Let the upper body fall towards the ground. You can have a nice bend in the knees if that feels appropriate for you. Let the head release. Feel the weight of the neck, the weight of the head, the shoulders, the arms. If you'd like, you can even grab opposite forearm here to just encourage that length in the spine. Maybe you grab blocks, placing them beside the feet, and you step the right leg back, coming into a low lunge, dropping the knee to the ground, open up through the chest. Settling in, just taking some gentle rocks, a little forwards and backwards in the hips. Orienting yourself in the position, finding knee, that front knee over ankle. Maybe a little side to side in the hips. And settling in. With each inhalation, draw the chest and chin forward and up. With the exhalation, the hips settle forwards and down. We'll step the right foot forward, coming back into a forward fold for a moment. Maybe the legs are a bit straighter this time. Observe the difference in the sensation between the legs. Then step the left leg back, coming into low lunge on the other side. Again, chest and chin are reaching up with the inhale. Hips are settling forward and down with the exhalation. Maybe you take some movements in the hips before we take that final settle into the posture. And then chest and chin reach forward and up. Hips settle forward and down. Back into your forward fold. Feel the body a bit evened out. You can move the blocks to the side and walk the feet towards the edge of your mat. Grab a hold of the big toe with peace fingers or the hands around the ankles, whatever feels appropriate. We're going to inhale as we drop the hips, open the chest and chin forward into our malasana squat, and exhale, straighten the legs, letting the head drop towards the earth. Three more of these. We're going to land in that malasana squat this next time as we inhale, opening the chest. You can release the feet. If you'd like, hands at heart center. Maybe turn the toes a little bit away from each other. Let the hips settle. Maybe you rock slightly side to side. And we're going to take one final posture before finishing our class, or however it's comfortable. We're going to come onto our back for happy baby. In your happy baby, we're going to draw the knees towards the chest, but out to the side of the torso. Hands have a few options for positioning. You can grab just the outside of the feet with the hands. Keep the soles of the feet straight up towards the sky. Opening the hips, let the knees soften towards the earth. Maybe that's a little bit of pressure through the hands if it feels appropriate. Another position I like for the hands is actually reaching the hand or the arm around the calf and then grabbing the outside of the foot. I find that this helps me get just a little bit deeper and releases the low back a little bit more, but it does require just a little bit more flexibility. Just take a few breaths. Slowly release the feet back to the ground, windshield wiper a few times. Then we'll make our way to a seated position, just to close with a gentle moment of awareness, a quick meditation. Finding yourself in whatever seated position is comfortable. Maybe that's on a cushion. Allow the spine to lengthen. Shoulders and jaw to relax. Close the eyes and draw the awareness to the point between the eyebrows. At the point between the eyebrows, you can repeat your intention or mantra again. Let yourself rest in the stillness of the body and the focus of the mind. And by chanting Om Shanti, you can join in or allow the vibration to wash over you. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May be blessed with radiant joy, peace, prosperity, and abundant health. Om Shanti.